Hey, hoy there! Coming up this week, I leave the place that I was at last week, which was Holyhead, and I'm going to Conwy, which is another boatfolk marina. As you know, I'm going around all the boatfolk marinas on their cruising pass, which gives you 30 days in each of the marinas, and yada yada. You know this by now, and if you don't, you should have been watching the videos. Yeah, so basically, what you can expect to see is... I've forgotten the clips that I make. Me doing a waffle.
I'm doing a waffle, aren't I? It's 4.5 minutes.
Me doing a thing.
I'm doing a thing.
And me attempting to talk to a bird and being ignored. Quelle surprise!
Well, a little bird. A little bird. Say hello, bird. You're on telly. You guys probably can't even see it. Say hello. Boring, you bird. Anywho.
Right. Roll the VT. Alright, time for the next leg. You're about to see something that you will not see very often.
I've got full stuff on and wellies. The crocs are staying indoors.
The visibility outside is atrocious, but it's supposed to clear.
Oh, in fact, it's cleared a little bit, but it is very miserable.
And it's due to rain. Well, it's raining all day, so yeah, what I'm going to do is hoist the main and scandalise it. I'll talk through that later. Scandalise the main and then drop the mooring buoy, get myself to Conwy. That's the plan. Let's get the engine warming up, rerun my jib sheet that I lost while the engine warms up, and then we're good to go, I think. Yeah, I'll see you outside.
Alright, this is what I mean by scandalising the main. It's all the way up, but you see it can't provide any drive because the boom's all the way up. So you can't drive the boat. Yeah, so I'm ready now. I'm just going to drop the buoy, and I'm ready to go. Got that, got everything. Yeah, I think I'm ready. I'll go forward, drop the buoy, and get a move on. In fact, you can come with me. This isn't how I left it overnight. I took the anchor off, but I'll just put it back on. Alright, we're away. Alright, let's get going. We're just falling away now. Once we tack. This is terrible. Well, jibe, sorry. I can pull the sail through and help it. Turns on, we're going to jibe in a minute. I'll release the topping lift now. In a second. Jibe, sorry. Anytime now. Catch it, and we're away. Oh, we would be if there were any wind. Right, I'll get driving. Yeah, I ended up motoring out in the end. I didn't pick up enough speed. I do have a tidal gate at the other end and I'd like to get there before dark. Whether I will or not, I don't know, so that'll be interesting. It'll be interesting for me, you guys won't be able to see anything. But yeah, this is the big breakwater. There's Holyhead behind us. Luckily the visibility has improved. It's still not great, but at least it's a kilometre now and not 200 metres, so let's hope to get around Carmel Head and the Skerries at slack like I'm planning and see how that goes. Yeah, that's the industrial side of the port over there. You get the big ferries going in there. You can just see the ramp things for the trucks and cars to get on them. So you monitor channel 14, which is the port's VHF, and see if there's any traffic coming in. But I've looked on AIS as well and there's nothing around, so should be all good, hopefully. Yeah, here we go. Alright, that out there is the Skerries Lighthouse, if you can see it. We're heading straight for it at the minute, and then we're going to pick up this recommended track here, and then we can look behind us for the other track, get a bearing off the lighthouse to make sure we're going the right way if the electronics fail. Yeah, hopefully I've got the plan right, the time's right. I was expecting to be here at this time. Hopefully the plan's right and it'll be a smooth glide through. Otherwise it could get a bit lumpy, but I'm tied on, everything's battened down. It looks like we've got a little bit of tide with us. I was hoping for completely slack, but with us is fine. It's the first little bit of tide. It's against us, it would be a problem. So hopefully we'll be all good. You'll probably all already know if it was all good, because the title of this video will be like "Disaster at the Skerries" or something like that. So you know more than me at this point. Right, I'm going to do a bit of concentrado, so there's a lot of pots around as well. I'll get back to it. Okay, Skerries Lighthouse is now over there somewhere. As you can see, we're as near as done it on this recommended track. We'll do this for about 20 minutes at this speed, and then make the other turn to the reciprocal of 258, which I'll work out in a second. 78 degrees, I think. Yeah, there's a little fishing boat, I assume, over there. Probably laying some pot traps for people. Yep, all good in the hood. Saying goodbye to Anglesey. Well, I'm actually going to be going down the side of Anglesey for a while yet. More to follow at some point. Bit of a closer look at the Skerries. This is as close as I want to get. What you can't see is there's some rocks awash there. Well, they're below the surface, but I can actually see little breaking waves over the top of them. One of the many areas around here where you don't want to end up. There are so many marks on the chart of unpleasant water. It's basically everywhere, so I think that's a nuclear power station over there, the other side of that island. You're probably not going to see any of this because this camera's no good at zoomy stuff. But yeah, feeling alright about the trip. I've got a nice pleasant surprise tomorrow. Some people are coming seeing me and I'm doing a thing. In fact, you'll have probably seen that already because I might just release it if I do any filming at the time. So yeah, in fact I will. So you'll already know that I'm seeing Simon and Gemma tomorrow and going fishing with them, all being well. So I'm really looking forward to that. They're just super nice people. So all is good. I'd like to get alongside as well, plug the boat in, do loads of editing. I need to spend a full day editing videos really, and try and get as many done as I can. I've got an advert to do for somebody to add into one of the videos, which you'll have seen by now. I really need the money from that, so that needs to be my job when I get there and get a day off. Plus I need to film the marina as well. Anyway, stop looking at my stupid face. I've actually got the nav lights and the steaming light on just because of the visibility, and it also indicates to other vessels that I'm motoring as well. So I don't have to go forward and put the downward facing cone on. Yeah, another 10-15 minutes we'll make the turn, hopefully clear all the scary stuff, and we'll be on the way. The battery's going to die on this. I think I've got a couple charged. That'll be a job once I get out of this area. Just a little tip is, I'm trying to create a map of this area in my head and relate it to the things I can see. Whoops, shit. Without falling off the boat. Over there in the distance is a little island called Mouse something or other, and in front of it, just passing across the front of it, is a cardinal buoy now. So if I get to this clearing line, then from my perspective that cardinal buoy will be below the island. Therefore I know I need to drive forwards until that cardinal buoy, from my perspective, is to the right of that island. And then if I basically drive and keep that cardinal buoy to the right of the island and stay south of that cardinal buoy, I know that even if all my instruments die and everything else, if I keep those two things to be true all of the time, that I am south of that cardinal buoy, that passes on my left, and that cardinal buoy over there remains to the right of that island, and I remain to the left of the island, then even if everything else fails, even my compass, I can do that and navigate this area safely. However, if all my instruments fail, then my compass fails, and then a massive load of fog comes in, I'm screwed. Lap of the gods, and I don't believe in them, so so yeah, we'll see. I hope you'll be able to see this, but in front of me is a little island called West House, and on it is a white conical tower, and behind it on the hillside are two further towers. So I imagine that those create transits for safe passage of some sort, probably to clear these banks. See the cardinal buoy there, other ones out there. So imagine if those all line up like they do now, it will give you safe passage, or either that or they all line up and you're in the shit. I don't know which way around it is, but yeah, it's cool, isn't it? Before GPS and before everything else, this is how you made things safe. You created lines that line up, and if they don't line up, you're screwed. Or if they do line up, you're screwed, whichever way around. I suppose I could look at the chart and work out the transit and see where you'd actually be if you lined all those up, but I'm driving a boat and stuff, so unfortunately there is a sort of the wind's off my port quarter. I can't even feel it, so there certainly isn't enough to sail at any sort of speed that I need to do. I need to average 5 knots to get there in daylight and before high tide. I want to get there 2 hours before high tide, because that'll be daylight and the flood will be just right. I do not want to get there after high tide, which is at 11:30, because it will be dark and I'll be fighting currents. But currently it says that I'm going to be there at 21:47, but I am going to pick up tide in my favour once I get around the corner, maybe a knot or two, so I may actually be there and have to slow down a little bit, although the gate does open at 8:30, I believe they said tonight. So I could get in from 8:30, but then the flood will be in its, or close to its fastest, largest amount going up the river, and I've got to navigate it. So I'd like the flood to be a little bit less. Somewhere deep in my brain, that all made sense. To a normal human being, or anybody who knows what they're on about, it probably didn't. But up here it makes sense. Oh, a little bird. I mean, oh, a little bird. Say hello, bird, you're on telly. You guys probably can't even see it. Say hello. Boring, you bird. Anywho, so this rock formation that you can see here is called Middle Mouse. Yeah, don't hit it. I'm starting to pick up some more and more tide now. I'm doing between 6.2, so I've got maybe 1.2, 1.4 knots of tide. Just skirting around beautiful Anglesey. No wind, that's fine. I'm on the fuel reserves. I've got what's left in the tank, which is maybe 10 litres, 12 litres, something like that. I've got 3.5 hours to go at this speed. It might actually decrease that, so yeah, that's enough fuel to do that distance, but it's still not nice. That's what happens when you're away for a week and you only have 2 spare fuel containers. I'm gonna have to, when I get paid off YouTube in a few days, I'm gonna buy an extra couple of jerry cans. I'll definitely need them for the East Coast. Yeah, gorgeous. I was just sat here contemplating next year what I'd like to do. Like, I'd really like for this channel to really kick off and make some decent money, so I've got some money in reserve to do some stuff to the boat that I'd like to do. So somebody's offered to buy the boat, but I'm in love with her, that's the problem. But if I could do some sponsorships, or like one of the videos does really well, and get like a few grand in my hand, I'd do some serious work on this boat over the winter, and then next year take her into the Baltic. That's what I'd like to do. Yeah, into the Baltic and up maybe up to Norway. That'd be cool. But I need to spend some money on her really to do that. Yeah, but we will see. If it doesn't make any money and I get back and I've got nothing in my hand, I don't know what to do. I'll probably just stay on the boat and not give her the TLC that she needs, try and do everything on the cheap, and set off anyway. Screw it. I know I've got somewhere to live now until May, so should be great. Yeah, a nice winter in Portland with the heater on and being rocked to sleep at night, that'll be nice. You'll still be watching the videos, by the way. And so far I've got like 10 weeks worth of videos to edit and upload, so I'll still have loads of videos in the bag when I get back that I'll sit and upload at my own time and just schedule them all to release, and it'll almost be like passive income. Not that there's much income from it, to be fair, but it only has to cover my food, because I mean covering my food takes quite a bit, but yeah, so they'll all upload, and hopefully what'll happen is then any work that I do on the boat over winter I'll film, and then once this trip videos run out, even if it takes me 2 months to do the work on the boat, I can do that in a few weeks of videos, and then I'll have set off again and be filming again. So that's the dream, to get far enough ahead that I can relax over the winter and not be looking for content. So yeah, still basically zero wind and it's dead from dead astern. I can't even feel it over the deck. So it's supposed to fill in later, it's supposed to be gusting to 20 later. So that'll be nice. Push me down to Conwy. I'm doing a waffle, aren't I? It's 4.5 minutes. Shut up, Brown, and do some stuff. Now that we're around the top of Anglesey, this is AFLOAT over here. It looks like it's pronounced Olmwich, but it's AFLOAT. You can see all the tankers in the distance there. They're all coming from Liverpool and Tranmere sort of area, and then going up around to the TSS, which is back there. So that's something that I'm going to have to cross when I'm going to Fleetwood. So I'll have to be cognizant of that. We do have a couple of ships off our bow. They're either at anchor waiting to go somewhere or they're heading towards us. And we can see the Great Orme in the distance there. That's basically where I'm heading, down the side of that. So once we get around this headland, give it a bit of a berth because there's an area of unsettled water off it. Bit of a race or overfall, whatever you call them. Once we get around that, I can basically point directly at where I'm going. Still zero wind. It is supposed to sort of pick up to 15-20 knots, but you know, if there's zero wind, there's zero wind. I'll just motor all the way there. Just need to get there, get plugged in, get a nice hot shower, do some washing. I need to do some washing down to my last pair of underpants, clean underpants. Well, clean might be a stretch. Down to my last pair of undies. Yeah. Unfortunately, I was going to see my auntie, but she's going away now, so I'll not get to see her when I'm in Fleetwood. And then my mum goes away a few days after I get to Fleetwood, and my best mate goes away a few days after I get to Fleetwood. So I'm basically going to be able to see my nana, maybe my uncle Bob, and then my other nana and my dad. That's about it. Everybody else is going on holiday. Yeah, well, it is what it is. We're only stopping there to see people and they're all deserting me. Right, anyway. Oh, see you in a bit. We have very, very little wind, but I've put both sails out. I've rigged a little preventer there. We're quite far downwind. Engine is in neutral. Still doing 5-point-odd knots. So I might just knock the engine off for a little bit, save a bit of fuel, do this for a little bit, have some peace and quiet. Engine off, folding prop in reverse, thingy in standby, which effectively just locks the tiller. And we're still doing 5.4, 5.5. We'll get there 9:15. I want to be there at 9:30, so peace and tranquility. That's what it's all about. There's a couple of ships at anchor out there. I'm going to pass between them, so I'll show you that when we do that. I'm going to go down below and change the battery in you guys in there. The battery's dead. Still not put a battery in. I'm steering by hand, so I'm just doing that. So what I'm see how the jib backwards like that? That means I need to turn away from the wind and get it more on the beam, like that. Other way, you div. Anytime I'm talking about it, I do it the wrong way. Turn that way like that and fill it back up. So what I'm doing is I'm pushing as far to the left as I can before it backwinds, because I want to go over there. Oh, here's a ship, by the way. The Arklow Castle. Looks miles away on the camera, doesn't it? It's not. So when it backwinds like that, I know I need to turn away. One day I'll set up the camera behind me and then you can actually see what I'm doing on the tiller as well. So, no, you can't see. Yeah, I'm trying to go over there, so if I point over there I'll lose the wind, which means I need to point back that way, fill it back up again. So I'm just going to stay as tight downwind as I can, and then stick the engine on for the last little bit, go along the coast. But yeah, I'd rather do this and sacrifice a little ground. I'm going too far westward than as east as I want to be. I'd rather do that than have the engine on for 2 hours, spend $5 worth of fuel. I don't know if they're underway or not because I didn't see an anchor. I think they might be just like ticking over in ahead or something. Weird. I'm doing a thing! It's very scary! This is crazy! It's a wingy thingy. One each side. I'm terrified. That way? No, that way. That way. Not too far that way though. Right. That's it. That way. Is it? No, that way. Right. To the jib to fill the jib. Is it? Yeah, to the jib to fill the jib. Right. Not too far though, or the main swings back. I can't look anywhere else, this is hard work. Right. I need to sit down and concentrate on this. So this is incredibly exciting. This is what I've seen people do and never had the bottle to try it. So if you look at the hawk at the top, obviously it's pointing dead behind us. If the hawk moves to port like that, move the tiller to port, bring it back on centre line, and then if the hawk moves to starboard, push the tiller to starboard, that brings it back on centre line. So as long as you're looking at the hawk, I'm not saying it's idiot proof because I'm an idiot, so something might go wrong. But as long as you've got a preventer on the main, should be okay. Also, I really need to clean these sails. But yeah, this is something that I've seen people do on the interwebs and on the YouTubes. And now I'm very tentatively doing it. Although there could be an oil tanker right in front of me and I wouldn't have a clue because I've been looking up for the last 20 minutes. It's nice while it lasts, but the speeds drop right off. There is virtually no wind. And the tidal stream isn't in the exact direction that I'm going now, so I'm not really getting the benefit of that as much. So I'm probably just gonna roll in the headsail and mow to the last hour. We'll see what happens. Still not changed the battery. I need to do that. Yeah, well, here we go. Doing a thing. Oh, jibe. Caught it. Yeah. Okie dokie, let's address the heffalump in the room. You'll be pleased to know that your batteries have been replaced and that you are now 100% full of beans. So this is still Anglesey over here. If you can see that lighthouse, which you probably can't, that's where you go into the Menai Straits. This big island here, that's Puffin Island. It's uninhabited apart from, I believe, puffins, but don't quote me on that because I don't know anything. That over there is the Great Orme, which is near Llandudno.
I think. I should know how to pronounce these places because I used to deliver all around North Wales. It was weird coming past AFLOAT. You can see on the top of the hill there's a pit headgear from an old mine, and on certain days of the week I'd use that cut through there from Llangefni? Probably Llangefni, through to AFLOAT and drive past that. And now I saw it and I'm like, Jesus Christ, not seen that in years. Now I'm going past it on a boat. Isn't it weird the twists and turns that life makes? Out of bad can come good. Yeah. Poodling along, it's pretty grey and murky over there, but the wind is going that away, so anything that away should end up that away. But it's murky that away as well. I've got the sunny bit in the middle, so hopefully it just stays with me until I get the boat tied up and not this 20 knots that it was supposed to be blowing doesn't suddenly arrive at 21:35 as I'm about to throw a line on. As soon as I get, I'm going to put the 360 camera up on the bow and get the channel coming in and stuff, because it's sort of quite you've got to get over sandbars and drying patches and stuff. So yeah, that'll be new. But I've done the doom bar, haven't I? So yeah, and then I'm going to get in, get the boat tied up, get it plugged in, take some dirty laundry, put it in the washing, and then find a takeaway or something and have a kebab, a chicken kebab. Get some washing done, get some editing done. I've just managed to re-release the one that I had to take down and put back up. Yeah, that's that. Nearly there. It'll have been 6 hours or so by the time I get in, and I should land bang on 9:30, which is what I wanted to do. So that's good. Nothing else to report for the time being, I'm afraid. I'll swing round and drop the main. It'd be quite nice to try and drop it downwind. There's very little wind. I might give it a go if it all goes belly up. I can always just turn around into the wind and do it. It's benign conditions. It's probably better off doing it now than when it's not benign conditions and you have to. Yeah, I'll probably do that actually. So the next bit of film you see will probably be me doing that. Can't see the sunset very well, I apologise.
That was not graceful. Good evening, sir. I was navigating AFLOAT 20. I just had a look at it. It seems a little small for the photo. I wonder if you had to pronounce it.
I think it's AFLOAT 10 you need to look at, over.
AFLOAT 10? Is that further down the Conwy?
Yes, it's further down on that leg. It's the only berth that's empty. I think it's about 4 or 5 down perhaps, over.
Yeah, I've just had a look at that one. It looks a little bit small. I've got a 3-metre beam, you see, and 9-metre length, 1.7 draft. Is that going to be okay, yeah?
That is a nice 9-metre thing, over.
Okay, no worries. I'll pop it in there then. Thank you.
Would you like coming in to buy a jelly dealer?
And that, my hearties, concludes this week. I tried to do some editing to make it decent, me coming in and stuff like that, but it looks rubbish. I'm sorry. Basically, yeah, so I got to the berth and the finger looked a little bit short. There were only 2 cleats on it, but turned out it was just me being soft. I was already fretting about the night, so you saw me coming in, all navigating through that channel. Excuse me very much. hopefully you'll have seen a chart of that area that I'm trying currently to download. Unfortunately, I've got no internet. I'm sat at the end of the Crinan Canal near the Crinan Basin at the minute, and my phone just will not pick up internet at all. And I've deleted all the offline charts for that area because I'm not in that area anymore. So yeah, I can't get a picture, or you might have seen one. I don't. Doing a waffling thing again, aren't I? Yeah, so that's that. I spent quite a few days in Conwy Marina. Drove up to see my family as well. Left the boat there. Fantastic place. So the next video you see a few days after this one will be the Conwy Marina tour video. And then after that we head to the Isle of Man, Port Erin. So yeah, stay tuned. Thanks for watching and all the mumbo jumbo. Auf Wiedersehen.